Hello, this is the screencast for Caesar, Book 5, Chapter 33. This chapter discusses the Roman troops who decided to leave their winter camp and they get ambushed by the Gauls in the valley. So, how this ends up happening is so what initially happened was the camp was informed that a large German force would be invading their winter quarters in a couple of days. And Titirius and Kata, who are lieutenants in the camp, both have different opinions on what they think they should do. So Kata believes that the Gaul who informed them about this invasion was telling a lie, and he thinks that this Gaul is just trying to get them out of their camp and make them vulnerable so that the Gauls can invade them when they're outside of their quarters. So Kata thinks that they should just stay put in their camp and just kind of see what happens. He thinks they're going to be more protected there. Titirius, on the other hand, feels very strongly that this Gaul was telling the truth and he wants to avoid a German invasion, so he suggests that they march their troops to a nearby Roman camp. And there are more troops over there, so Titirius wants to get out of the camp as quickly as possible and take everyone to that other nearby camp. So they're kind of arguing about this for a while, and Kata eventually says, you know what, screw it, let's just go. So they are marching to the other camp, and surprise, surprise, the Gaul is telling a lie, and they are ambushed by the Gauls on their way to the other camp. So let's see what happens. Then, at last, Titirius, who had provided nothing before, was in confusion and ran about and arranged the cohorts. Nevertheless, he did these very things, or these things, timidly, and with the result that everything seemed to fail him. So just kind of this here kind of just portrays Titirius in like full-on frantic mode, just kind of not knowing what he's doing, just kind of like completely incompetent here, just kind of freaking out. So this section here is just kind of referring back to that depiction of Titirius just kind of like fumbling around, not really doing anything right. So it's saying like that, or like which often was accustomed to happen to those who are forced to make a plan in labor or difficulty or trouble, so in difficulty itself. But Kata, who had known that these things could happen on the journey, and on account of this reason, he had not been the author or the originator of setting out. So he's saying like this was Titirius's idea, not Kata. So that's what this is saying here. So we have in no way had he failed the common safety, and in calling by name and urging the soldiers, he displayed the duties of a general and a soldier in battle, or soldiers in battle or in fight. So this is kind of saying Kata, on the other hand, was like doing the best he could and doing everything in his ability, and Kata's kind of getting praised here by Caesar, which is nice. And it's well deserved because Kata was the person who originally said that they should have stayed in the camps. since, on account of the length of the battle line, less easily were they able to perform everything through himself, and less easily were they able to provide what Faki and Demes said, what must be done during there in each place. So you can imagine there's this long battle line. Roman soldiers are marching and they're ambushed, so they're all kind of scrambling around. They're not able to perform, like it says here, like they're not able to do what they have to do in each place. And you can imagine how hard that would be. They're not in battle formations and they're not ready. So they come up with a plan here, and you'll see that in a second. So they ordered to be announced that the baggage should leave and they should stand in a circle. So that's their plan. Let's see how it goes. Which plan of such a kind, although is not blamed by chance, however, it turned out, or it happened, unfortunately, for our soldiers, it lessened their hope, and it made the enemies more harsh or excited to attack. Because it seemed to be done not without the highest fear and desperation. Furthermore, it happened because it was necessary to be done, that the soldiers went away from their signals in a crowd. So this next part here is where everything kind of goes wrong. So we have which each one of them held most dear from their baggage, and they hurried to seek and take the baggage, their baggage, and everything was filled, and everything was filled with shouts and tears. So I kind of drew this out for you a little bit here. It's a bad drawing, but I think it serves the purpose. So we have this long line of soldiers, and they're all kind of marching along, and they're under attack. So the plan is that everyone kind of peels off and forms this circle for protection, and this is how they're going to fight. But everyone wants to get their luggage, so people are all, and this is all the way in the back, so everyone's kind of trying to come back and grab their luggage, while meanwhile this circle isn't being filled. So there's just these shenanigans, I guess I'd call it. I don't know if that's the right word, but that's just the first thing that popped in my head. Just nothing is really going right for them, and I guess you'll have to read the next chapter to see what ends up happening. So thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the screencast and my lovely drawing. We'll see you next time, Bam style.